Lucky Luciano, the man who rewrote the Mafia. In the American underworld, there was no retirement. You didn't step away. You didn't confess. You didn't grow old telling stories. Men who entered the Mafia understood the ending before the beginning. A bullet in the dark, or a number instead of a name behind bars. The Mafia wasn't just crime. It was a closed system, designed to destroy everyone inside it. Everyone. Except one man. His name was Charles Lucky Luciano. Not a myth. Not a folk hero. But the man who transformed organized crime from street violence into a system. He didn't escape the Mafia by running from it. He escaped it by redesigning it and then lived long enough to watch it continue without him. Lucky Luciano was born Salvatore Lucania in 1897, in Lurcar Afridi, Sicily, a town where poverty was inherited and power belonged to men who were never spoken about out loud. In Sicily, children learned early. Authority wasn't protection. It was something to avoid. Luciano's father worked in sulfur mines, dangerous, backbreaking labor with no future. His mother expected obedience. His world offered no escape. When the Lucania family immigrated to America, they believed they were leaving fear behind. Instead, they found the Lower East Side. Tenement buildings stacked on top of desperation. Immigrant gangs fighting over scraps. Police who arrived late, or not at all. Luciano didn't just witness violence. He studied it. He watched who survived. Who controlled space. Who never seemed afraid. By the age of 10, he had learned the most important lesson of his life. Fear was a currency, but organization controlled the market. Luciano didn't become a criminal because he loved violence. He became one because he loved structure. As a child, he organized neighborhood kids into a protection scheme, charging them pennies a week so they wouldn't be bullied or robbed. If someone didn't pay, Luciano didn't lash out immediately. He made examples. Controlled ones. This wasn't impulse. It was early management. Teachers called him a delinquent. Police saw him as just another immigrant kid. But Luciano already understood something most adults didn't. Power wasn't loud. It was predictable. And predictability was control. As a teenager, Luciano broke a rule the Mafia treated as sacred. He worked with Jewish gangs. To traditional Sicilian mobsters, this was heresy. But Luciano didn't care about bloodlines. He cared about capability. Through street crime, he met Meyer Lansky, a disciplined strategist who viewed crime as mathematics, and Bugsy Siegel, reckless, charismatic, and violently unpredictable. Together, they imagined something radical. Crime without emotion. Crime without ethnicity. Crime without tradition. Luciano admired Lansky's mind and used Siegel's violence, but he remained the quiet center. Under Joe the Boss Masseria, Luciano climbed fast, but he was never loyal. He observed Masseria's flaws. Decisions made in anger, rewards based on favoritism. War started for pride. Luciano didn't want to rule men. He wanted to remove chaos. And that meant removing his boss. In the late 1920s, Luciano disappeared. He was kidnapped by rival gangsters, possibly with inside help. He was beaten, stabbed repeatedly, his throat slashed, and dumped on a Staten Island beach to die. Doctors didn't expect him to survive. But he did. The scars left his face permanently altered. A reminder that betrayal didn't always come from enemies. After that night, Luciano changed. He became colder. More distant. More calculated. The underworld gave him a new name. Lucky. But Luciano understood the truth. Luck fades. Preparation doesn't. By 1930, the Mafia was drowning in its own blood. The Castellameris War pitted old Sicilian factions against each other, filling streets with bodies and drawing unwanted police attention. Luciano saw what others couldn't. This war would end the Mafia entirely. So he made a decision that guaranteed his survival and condemned him forever. He betrayed Joe Masseria. During a card game, Luciano excused himself to the bathroom. Gunmen entered. Masseria never stood a chance. When Salvatore Maranzano took power and crowned himself boss of all bosses, Luciano recognized the same disease. Ego. Hierarchy. Obsession with tradition. Maranzano believed himself untouchable. He was wrong. Luciano had him killed too. And with that, the old Mafia died. Luciano refused absolute power. Instead, he dismantled it. He created the Commission, a governing council designed to prevent wars, regulate profits, and keep violence quiet. This wasn't peace. It was efficiency. Killing became permission-based. Territory became regulated. Profit became priority. Luciano didn't want loyalty. He wanted stability. For the first time, organized crime became invisible, and therefore unstoppable. This structure still exists today. Luciano didn't rule forever. He built something that didn't require him to. In 1936, Luciano was convicted on prostitution charges and sentenced to 30 to 50 years. Many believe the case was exaggerated, a symbolic conviction meant to remove an untouchable man. In prison, Luciano didn't lose control immediately. But he learned something devastating. The system worked without him. During World War II, the US government secretly turned to Luciano to secure New York's ports and gain intelligence in Sicily. He helped. Freedom came with exile. Luciano was deported to Italy, then settled in Naples. He was alive, something no one expected. But he was irrelevant. The Commission continued. The families prospered. His name became history. Luciano had achieved the impossible. He escaped death. But in doing so, he lost power, identity, and purpose. On January 26, 1962, Lucky Luciano died of a heart attack at 64. No gunfire. No prison bars. No final words. Just silence. Lucky Luciano didn't lose the game. He finished it. He proved systems could outlive kings. That structure matters more than strength. That survival sometimes costs more than death. He escaped the Mafia. But the Mafia never escaped him. If you enjoyed this story, like the video, subscribe, and stay tuned. More true stories are coming soon.